I love your new single, If You Need Me, Don't. I love that also People Magazine premiered it for you. What did that mean to you?
It was cool. People's been like very supportive of, everything that I've done, which has been really awesome. But yeah, it was super cool to have them kind of premiere the video. And it was like the video we did, it was just me. And I found this director who's, a younger guy who hasn't really done a lot of music videos. And so it was me, him, and I had a team of like the three other friends. And so we kind of put the whole thing together and wrote the treatment, and I did, my own makeup. I had a guy do my
Wow.
hair. Like we picked the outfits. Like we just did everything ourselves, which I think is always like a little sweeter when like, people appreciate it because you're like, oh, well, we did it. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of work, but it was very rewarding. It felt like when it came out.
Well, the dress as the cover art is just gorgeous. Tell us about
Thank
your
you.
selection process.
Well, this thing, so for the video, I have a friend, Andrew, who has this line called Any Old Iron. And then his partner, Laura, she has a line called Laura Citron. And she's from like Louisiana, where I'm from. So I went and they have a shop right off of Music Row. So I went there and I was able to just pull some things for the video, which was they're amazing. And their pieces are, I mean,
Gorgeous.
I love everything. I want to buy everything in the store, but they're so kind to let me like pull things and borrow. So I got to wear like all of their clothes for the video. And then for the cover, I'm gonna be real with you. That like little roby thing I ordered that on Amazon.
That's so cool.
Insider facts. But yeah, I just thought I wanted like that whole like, old school like housewife glamour.
Romantic.
Yeah, old Hollywood vibe. And so I ordered that, and yeah, I just kind of put it all together, and it worked.
When it comes to songwriting, like this particular track, do you have a typical method that you go for, whether you need the music before you can write the lyrics, or do the lyrics come to you?
It just depends. Like I feel like every song is different for me. Sometimes I'll just be like coming up with I'll come up with a melody first. Sometimes it's an idea for a song first. It just depends. With this song, I had the title "If You Need Me, Don't," and I kind of came into my writing appointment with my husband Tyler's producer writer, and he co-wrote this with me. And then my best friend Julie is also an amazing writer. So the three of us just got together, and when we get together, it's super easy just because we've been doing it for so long. We've written so many songs together. So Tyler just kind of started playing this groove on the piano, and we just started writing it. And it was written, I think, in like an hour and a half. It was super easy.
You mentioned that Tyler does the production on your music. Do you have much of a say then, or do you trust him as a spouse to handle everything?
We work together, really. We really work well together. And he like, he values my opinion, I value his. Like we're really a really really good team. And so he has great production ideas. I tend to really trust him. And then sometimes I'm like, I'll hear something, I'm like, I don't know if that's right, maybe try this. So we just kind of go back and forth that way. And we just work really really well together. Super easy.
What kind of fan feedback have you been receiving then to the song, whether it's social media or people who stop you at this point on the street and go, I love it, I love it.
It's been really good. I feel like people have been like, they're like, I want to send this to my ex, um, has been like a popular thing that I've been hearing. But it's very much, I feel like just the track and the style is really me. It's very like me getting back to my New Orleans like soul roots. And it just feels really good because it feels like it's so easy for me to do this kind of music. Like this is just like what I do. Like it's what I'm good at. And then like it makes everything else seem like, why was I trying so hard to do this other stuff? You know what I mean? So it feels really good to like kind of just get back to like my roots and doing what I love to do, and what's really just more natural, I guess, for me.
Whenever you do something that you're passionate about or something you truly love, it sits with you better and you sort of
Sure.
feel like this is what you're meant to do and it reminds you of that and so on.
Yeah, no, it's like a yeah, it just feels like it just all kind of rolls, once you get to that point. It's like, okay, this feels good. And then the next thing is just it just gets easier and easier when you're doing something that you really love. So
Will fans be able to hear a full album or an EP coming in the near future, or are you just focused on singles for now?
Yeah, so I've got almost an entire album recorded. Pretty much. We're just putting like finishing touches on stuff, but I think we're gonna do one more single pretty soon and then put out like a full album later this year. So it's exciting.
I know that people are starting to tour again soon. Are you going to be headed out soon, cross country or maybe internationally, or are you more focused right now on finishing up the album?
I would love to be touring. I have a date coming up. It's kind of my first thing back. So I'm playing down in Louisiana actually for a festival. Um but that's next week. And then after that, I don't have plans right now for dates, but I really would love to get back out and start playing shows, especially since like the record is almost done. So I'm gonna put the finishing touches on that, and then I'm gonna kind of focus on booking some dates and getting out there.
Well, you do make such beautiful music. Is there a dream collab you've had in mind for some time? Someone you'd love to work with in the future?
Thank you. I mean, obviously, I mean, me and everybody else, I'd love to do something with Dolly at some point in my life. That would
She's
be a
an
dream.
icon. You have to.
She's an icon. She's so good, man. She's like honestly like probably one of my earliest influences as a kid growing up too. Just like I listened to a lot of Dolly. But Tanya Tucker is another one. I listened to Tanya like as a kid. Like and it's funny we have the same publicist now, and I told him, I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, I'm not just saying this because we have the same publicist. Like I listened to so much Tanya Tucker growing up, and my mom just loved her. So I think that a lot of my like influence as far as like my rasp and how I sing has a lot to just the storyteller aspect. I tried to pull from like listening to, Tanya tell a story. It's just she's so talented. So she would be another one on my dream list, I think.
Yeah, they have to hook it up for you. I think it's only
I
fair.
know. I know, right?
We're
Like,
putting the
come on, guys.
vibes out into the world too, so we'll see what
Yes,
happens.
we're manifesting.
You are a part of social media, as we touched on. Why is that such an important way, especially right now, for you to connect with your fans?
It's a cool, I think it's just all how you go about it. I'm really like the TikTok thing really baffles me. I'm trying to get into it. I really am. But I'm like, man, I know like my friends who do really well on it are posting like 3 times a day. And it just seems like a lot. I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. Maybe eventually I'll get to this point where I'm like, I need to get on the TikTok thing. But I post on there every now and again. But I just try to keep it real. I try to be like as authentic as I can on there, and hopefully people know that and see that and it resonates with them. I think I think it's a great way to connect with people and for them to feel like they know you. It's like people watch. I know I watch people on Instagram, and I'm on their stories every day, and then I'll see them in person. I'm like, oh yeah, you just got back from the Bahamas, or whatever. So, which is crazy, but it just feels like it's a good way to like stay connected and to feel like you have that relationship with your fans. And I don't know. I think it's there's pros and cons to all of it, but I like being up on it.
What do you hope then people take away from listening to If You Need Me Don't?
Um, I just really wanted to write, like I'm all about the like women empowerment songs, the like, the thing that like when you listen to it, it pumps you up. You're like, yeah. So that was that's kind of like I feel like the vibe of this song is just like a strong woman anthem. So I hope that people hear that. Also, I think just anybody going through a relationship and you're trying to get out, it's like, and then you're on the other side of it. It's just like, yeah, if you need me, don't, it's kind of the vibe.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the beautiful music that you make?
Oh man, I mean, I'm so incredibly blessed. Like I have so many amazing people who have followed. I mean, I got my first record deal in 2009. So I've been doing this a long time. And I have like people who have literally followed me since I was on Can You Duet on CMT, or people even before then that came in. I used to work in a karaoke bar downtown, and there's people that used to come in to see me sing at the karaoke bar who have followed my career this entire time. So yeah, I just feel extremely like lucky and blessed that I get to do what I get to do. And like I haven't had to have a real job thanks to you guys. I'm just really lucky. I get to do what I love to do, and I get to, go out and play shows and meet people. And that's like one of my favorite parts of the whole thing, is to just get to interact with people and meet them, and hopefully make a difference in people's lives. Like I think that's the ultimate goal. Otherwise it's just if you're just doing it for you, it becomes more like a vanity project. It's not
Right.
really like, I feel like that's the reward.
Well, you're doing it to tell your own stories and to help other people tell theirs who may not have a voice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.